people that are remote workers. I mean, they have really jumped into the whole sweatsuits and Rocky Road ice cream.
So today we're going to be taking a look at the Ramsey Show reacts to employees melting down over returning to the office. Now, if you don't know, Dave Ramsey loves people to come into the office. He doesn't like people working at home, but they say they have no problem with remote. But if you work for him, you got to come into the office. My stance is let people choose what works best for them. And if the work is getting done, if the results are there, then that's all that matters. You don't need people coming in and commuting for no reason. Now, I understand not every job can be done from home, but the ones that can be, I mean, if that's what works for people, let them do that. What I find is companies are forcing people to come back to the office just so that people can do Zoom calls from the office.
Hey, guys, we're coming back to the office.
Oh, boy.
And it's created a big stir, hasn't it?
Oh, man. I mean, you have people that are up in arms about this. You know, there's data out there that says that nearly 60% of people said that they'll quit their job if they have to return to the office. I mean, they have really jumped into the whole sweatsuits and Rocky Road ice cream.
Surely no bias against remote work there. Surely no bias at all, Ken. Is this how you really think everyone is when they work at home? Sweatpants and Rocky Road ice cream? No one wants to do anything? Like, what do you think of me in my office here? I'm wearing a motorcycle jersey, some shorts, and I'm just chilling. Like, I'm working right now, technically roasting your ass, and I'm not in sweats with Rocky Road, although I do have an energy drink. Clearly, there's no bias there, Ken, if that's your first characterization of remote work. Let's see what you have to say.
It's amazing because just a few years ago, remote work was a rare concept.
I mean, that's not really true. Remote work has been around for a while. I think it's just only now people are realizing that their job can be done from home. People are commuting all the way to work and then getting to their desk going, I could have done this exact same thing at my house over the internet. And more people are going, wait, why aren't we doing this? This is actually way more convenient, and it saves the company money. It saves me time. I'm happier. Of course I want to do this. And more people are realizing that they like it, and so now they're upset that their companies want to take it away.
Yeah, you know, more and more people were doing it, but we're talking about a small percentage of the American workforce. Then the pandemic hits, and of course everybody goes home for a while. So you get some people that go, man, this is my jam. And by the way, fine. Until you potentially hurt your professional possibilities and your income.
Yes.
What does that mean?
I want to show everyone an example of the kind of stuff we're talking about, the stances people are taking. This one's about why are remote workers being forced back in the office. Check out this video.
I still find it very hard to believe that a lot of corporations are forcing their employees to come into the office after working from home for 2 years. It's very obvious that you do not need to sit and look at them all day long. Now, I'm not naive. I know that many of these corporations have these big buildings and major real estate investments. They just simply can't go under. So they need to get the employees back in the building, and they need them to use the building. Otherwise, they'll have to renegotiate these leases, get out of these contracts that they're in. And they probably just don't want to do that. And it may not be financially beneficial for them to do so. So I get that, but it's just always a situation of choosing business over employee well-being. Because if employees want to stay home and they did a great job working remotely when they were forced to, and now they want to stay at home full-time, why are you forcing these hybrid models or them to just come back to the office?
So that's the video that they're calling the meltdown. I think, and a lot of the comments here think, that this is actually one of the most respectful meltdowns that they've ever seen. I've had meltdowns. You can go look at my other videos and watch me actually have meltdowns. That's not a meltdown. That's someone saying companies are choosing to preserve their business assets over letting you have time with your family, and it is what it is. But let's continue.
Wow. Oh,
there it is.
You go. All right, so this is a common sentiment. This lady is expressing what millions of Americans believe. I take issue with the fact that corporations are asking people to come back in a hybrid model. I'll break that down in a second. But corporations aren't asking people to come back because they need to use the building. That is not the issue.
It's not? It's not? Then why does Dave Ramsey make you come to his office? I mean, doesn't he own that building? He probably paid cash for it, right?
If they don't want to use the building and they wanted to go all remote, they could get out of those leases. They could sell those buildings.
Yeah,
and
we
they
got
could save
an example
a bunch
of
money.
this.
But the lady just said that she understands companies can do that.
Otherwise, they'll have to renegotiate these leases, get out of these contracts that they're in, and they probably just don't want to do that. And it may not be financially beneficial for them to do so.
Right down the road here from Ramsey is a healthcare company.
Yeah.
That has been empty. Since
Completely
2020.
empty. So it's not about usage. It's not like a country club and we got a bunch of workout machines that are going to get rusty if people aren't on them. That is not what corporations are doing. What they want is they want more teamwork, collaboration, and a better culture.
Oh, God.
I mean,
Yep, there we go. There we go with the classic lame excuses.
I'm reading these headlines every day. And you see these CEOs that are saying we want a return to work to a hybrid model, and it's for reasons of we believe we need that connectivity. And we as human beings are relational. Now, here's the thing. For all these folks that like this lady who are so against it, there are millions of people who are going, I'm lonely, I'm disconnected. It's created depression, a lack of productivity because you're just always in the same environment.
This is such a boomer argument.
There's no boundaries between your home life and your work.
This is such a boomer argument. We've seen this over and over and over, and it's no surprise to me to see it now coming from Ken, the guy who said, if we give you an inflation raise, then we'll have to take it away when inflation goes back down. Number one, a lot of these companies love to use that argument. Come back. We know that you're alone. We know that you're getting depressed being in your house all day long. Use work as a way to fill in your social life, which is really weird. So work, you are not a psychiatrist. You are not a mental health professional. You are an employer. Please stay in your lane. And number two, just because someone's feeling alone at home doesn't mean they won't magically feel not alone anymore once they come to work. Like, you can be alone and feel depressed and lonely and all that in a room full of people. The people that want to come back to the office so bad so they can meet everyone and see your smiling faces and say hello and interrupt your productivity are the reason why a lot of people don't want to come back to the office. So, whatever, Ken.
So there's a lot of negatives to this work from home. My goodness. You're willing to not go back to work? You're willing to change jobs, to quit, to start over, to maybe put yourself in a position where you got to scramble?
You're willing to quit your job to put yourself and your life first with what you like? Can you that's crazy. That's so risky to put yourself first and make sacrifices so that you can do what you want. I mean, haven't you just had a career? You're going to throw that all away so that you can be happy? Come on, Ken. What the fuck is this argument?
All because you don't want to leave the house? I think you have to be cautious with that. You do you, but I would not make this a line in the sand.
Yeah.
Not when they're offering you the hybrid model.
And to be clear, we are not against people working remotely.
No.
Now,
To be clear, and then what does Ken say earlier about people with Rocky Road and sweatpants?
People that are remote workers. I mean, they have really jumped into the whole sweatsuits and Rocky Road ice cream, you know?
Yeah, to be clear, they're not against remote work, okay?
Put yourself in a position where you got to scramble all because you don't want to leave the house.
You see what I mean? Ken has lumped working remote or working at home, just you're in sweatpants, Rocky Road, and you don't want to leave your house, which isn't what it's about at all. People just want to have more time with their families and more flexibility to do the things that it's not about not leaving their house. I'm sure people are leaving their house all day long. I'm sure people are taking meetings they don't have to talk in while they're in line at Target doing whatever because it doesn't matter. They're on a meeting where they just have to listen and don't talk anyways. You guys, you see what I'm saying? It's not about not leaving the house. It's about having flexibility, choice, freedom with your time, something that you don't get when you're at the office constantly being interrupted by boomers.
Oh.
now, at Ramsey, we all work in the building. And that's something you know when you sign up for this place. This is how we operate.
Right.
Look, people that have to come to the office and work, talking about people that work at home. Like, do we really need their opinion on this at all?
And then we went remote, and now we refuse to go back, and they're forcing us. I just don't believe in this narrative.
Well, this is a very good point, George. The word forcing. Are they forcing you? There's no armed guard showing up at your house.
Ken, you're just making yourself look like a fool by trying to play technicalities and, like, lift yourself above people by going, well, they're not forcing you. It's a free country. It's America. You don't have to work there if you don't like. Yes, Ken. Yes, we know. We understand that. You're right. But please just give us real reasons why you need us to come back to the office other than culture and collaboration, because that doesn't really seem like a very good reason to get me to commute all the way to the office just so that I can sit on Zoom calls at the office. Why are we listening to you? You have to come into the office and work every day. Your opinion on remote means absolutely nothing to me. And it shouldn't to anyone else that watches this.
You can say pound sand, I'm out. You know, if that's what you want to do that.
People are saying pound sand, I'm out. But it's not that easy to say, I quit, I'm out, when you don't have something lined up. So you should have something lined up, always be applying to jobs, keep those job applications out there. You know what I'm saying? So when Ken does this nonsense of, you can quit if you don't like it, then you quit. and shove it in his face.
Don't gripe and act like the evil corporate man wants me back in the office because he needs to see his cubes filled. This is nonsensical snowflakery.
Okay, but so is your culture and collaboration reasons. So I have to commute because culture? How's that not snowflakery?
I just made that
That's
up.
a great word. I like that. Yeah, so what it comes down to, Ken, is you're not entitled to anything because you're an employee and
Well,
you
I
work
say
remote.
you are entitled to your opinion, and you are entitled to your choices.
Ooh.
That's
So,
what you're entitled to.
Here's the takeaway.
Outside-
If you want to work remote, go find a job that allows you to work remote.
Fantastic.
You don't have to just find a job that is full remote. You should be able to talk to people and communicate wanting to be with your family or save money on the commute or just have more time in general. None of those real pragmatic reasons that would increase your happiness and most likely productivity as an employee, none of those real reasons matter. The real reasons, according to these people, are culture, collaboration. Oh, that's right. You're lonely. So derive your sense of mental health and social life from work. That way, you just live, breathe, eat, sleep, and poop work.
That's the summary? We solved it?
That woman absolutely did not melt down. You know, I'd have to agree with that. Yes, I'd rather quit than go back to the office. I save countless hours of my life every day by not commuting. The most vocal critics of remote work tend to be the people who haven't done it. We're not against remote, yet Ken literally starts out calling remote work sweats and rocky road. Sure, no bias there. This is America. You do have free will if people don't want to work in the office and change their careers. Why is it bothering you so much people live the way they want? Yeah, true. We, especially as mothers, have found balance in remote work. Look, I'm sorry, Autumn Lynn. You need to go back to the office to get some culture, okay? Without that office culture, your baby might not have a good life. Okay, I don't know. I'm just trying to think of like boomer reasons. I'm trying to play devil's advocate to myself here. In Dave's case, he owns the office building, which he constantly reminds us is worth over $100 million. So of course he would never want a work from home model. There's a lack of productivity because you're always in the same environment. Are you shitting me, Ken? That's exactly what going into an office is every day. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you today. If you have anything you'd like me to roast on the channel, go ahead and send it to me. Email, Discord, Instagram, however you want to do it. I'm happy to keep calling out this very, very biased corporate nonsense. And if you can appreciate that, maybe click the subscribe button, hit the like button. I'll see you guys in the next one.